Am I the a-hole for excluding my ex's new girlfriend? I 29F am divorced with a 9-year-old daughter. My daughter's father 32M has been in a relationship with a woman named Stephanie for about 6 months now. She has 2 younger daughters ages 4 and 5. My ex-husband and I have had many conversations about how to ease my own child into their new blended family by making sure that she still has lots of time with her dad, not combining every single special event with the other kids, and keeping lines of communication open. Overall, the introduction has been positive, but my daughter has mentioned that the younger children can be overwhelming and sometimes annoying. However, despite the conversations, every single special event has been blended, for lack of a better word. We are coming up on Halloween and my daughter has trick-or-treating plans with her best friend and her family. Halloween is my custody time. My ex-husband asked if he could come and bring his new girlfriend and her children. I said no, as I wanted my daughter to be able to have time with her friend without having the other little kids in tow. They are not officially her siblings in any way, and I feel that she deserves protected time just for her. My ex-husband says that I am purposely excluding his new girlfriend, and that I should be more concerned that she doesn't have many friends or others to go out with on that evening. I feel like that is not my problem, and I am advocating for my own child without having her feel like she needs to people please or feel guilty. I am not asking my daughter her opinion as I do not want her to feel burdened with any guilt. I did also invite them to the Halloween event at her school that same week to help initiate balance. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole as a former 9-year-old many years ago. I would not have wanted to trick or treat with 4 and 5-year-olds. That's when you're just getting into the pivotal pillowcase, filling candy years, and running around the neighborhood with your friends. It's awesome you're doing your best to keep the peace. The ex calling it a blended family, only 6 months into dating this person, is deserving of some side-eye. Your daughter shouldn't have to give up her own childhood moments and memories for such a brand new relationship. Way to advocate for her. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling the bride that her armpits smell on her wedding day since I was the maid of honor? I 27F have a best friend 27F who got married recently. It was an outdoors wedding in the middle of the day on the West Coast. During the reception portion, she was sweaty and her armpits smelled. I discreetly tell her, since that's what we usually do for each other. Before she married her husband 28 meters, she had got mad at him one time because he didn't warn her that she smelled when they went to a fancy event. She excused herself. I had smelled my own pits, so I excused myself as well to freshen up. When I returned, she was back, and she smelled great again. I thought I did good. When she got back from her honeymoon, she told me I made her self-conscious for the rest of the wedding. She said I made her feel bad, and she said she's mad at me for ruining her big day. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. If my maid of honor didn't tell me I smelled during my literal wedding, I think I'd be pissed lol. Not the a-hole, I'd be mad if my best friend didn't tell me she could smell me. Opie replies, that was my thinking. As I alluded to, I have seen her get mad at her husband back when he was her fiancé that he didn't warn that she smelled before they went to a birthday party. I feel like I'm getting mixed messages from her about what she expects her closest people to do for her. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to make a birthday cake for my daughter's friend? I 33F work a stressful and demanding job with long hours. Even when I'm done with my workday, I am still technically on call, so I treasure my free time. In my college days, I used to work at a bakery part-time to pay for school and picked up some cake decoration skills from the confectioner. I quit the job when I graduated but have made some elaborate cakes once in a while in the years since, mainly for my partner or other family and friends. I lean heavily into my engineering background to make them one of a kind, but a major reason they come out so well is because I make them out of love and with the person they're intended for in mind. A few months ago, it was my daughter's 4F birthday, and we had a birthday party for her where we invited some of her preschool friends and their parents. My daughter has been obsessed with Rapunzel, and for her birthday, she asked me to make her a Rapunzel cake with a tower. I took a week off of work and made an amazing cake. My daughter was incredibly happy, and it was the talk of her friend's circle for a while after as well. Last week, I was picking up my daughter from school when I ran into one of Mom's, we'll call her Allie, that was at my daughter's party. I had spoken to her briefly at the party, but that was my only interaction with her. She told me her daughter, Kara 4F, loved the cake I made for my daughter, and since her birthday is coming in a few days, she has repeatedly insisted on having a similar cake for her birthday. She asked me if I would be willing to make a cake for Kara as well. I told her it took me a lot of time and effort to make the cake for my daughter, and I am not sure I could accommodate it. She kept insisting, wouldn't take no for an answer, and I was running late, so I told her I'll think about it and let her know. She took down my number before I left. Later that evening, I asked my daughter if Kara is a close friend since I hadn't heard about her more than a handful of times. She said Kara is bossy and she doesn't like her, but she's friends with her best friend. I decided it wasn't worth the hassle and texted Allie to let me know I can't do it because of my schedule. She replied saying she would really like me to do it and it would make her daughter very happy, and that she was willing to pay me for it as well. I told her I understand, but that it wasn't about the money so much as it was about the time and effort involved. And I'd be happy to recommend some excellent bakeries in the area that could make a custom cake for her daughter. She said that I had managed to find the time to make it for my daughter, and surely I can find some for Kara as well. I was miffed by now, and I told her that isn't for her to decide and that I'm just not interested in doing it or continuing the conversation. She devolved into cussing me out and told me I was being an a-hole by not thinking of her daughter's happiness. Not the a-hole. Send her a quote for what you make in a week on top of a standard rate for a cake of the size and complexity she wants. And charge her an inconvenience fee as well, since this could impact your job. Also, easy to see where Kara gets her attitude from. She said Kara is bossy and she doesn't like her, but she's friends with her best friend. Not the a-hole based on this woman's insistence that you have the time to bake an elaborate birthday cake for her daughter. Some behaviors are learned, and that little acorn did not fall far from the tree. Next story. Am I the a-hole for scheduling a doctor's appointment during a meeting my boyfriend wanted me to attend? My boyfriend owns an Airbnb in a vacation area that another company manages for him. We do use it several times a year. When we go, I end up doing yard and home maintenance because I have the time. He spends the day working from home on his computer. So, the management company is changing hands. They held a video meeting a couple months ago that I attended for him. It was recorded, so he could have watched it. He never asked me anything about it. They held another meeting tonight. He kept sending me email reminders about the new meeting. I told him I wasn't going to watch this time. It was his turn. He kept telling me it was important. He's selling the property and won't be Airbnb-ing it anymore. So why do I need to attend the meeting? He continued to send me reminders and talk to me like I was going to attend. I told him if it is that important, then he should watch it. Here's the thing, he was planning on hitting tennis balls with his friends. I again said, if it is that important, you'll make it a priority and skip hitting tennis balls or go a little late. Then I made a doctor appointment for the same time, so I couldn't get guilted into watching it. So, am I the a-hole for purposely skipping the meeting? Not the a-hole unless your partner is paying for you to be his property manager. He can skip hitting tennis balls with his friends and attend the Zoom meeting about his property he wants to sell. Not the a-hole. Let me get this straight. You go to your BF's vacation property and you don't actually vacation. He works and has you doing free maintenance on it for him. So relaxing. He's the owner and skipped an important meeting for the property management company he uses and sent you, THENO an owner, as a proxy like his personal assistant. He's again wanting to skip because tennis for fun, but expects you to drop everything? Tell him when you own half the Airbnb you'll attend half the meetings, but no more. Opie, you have a serious boyfriend problem. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to allow my BF's best friend to come to dinner over a dirty coffee mug? So, my F23 boyfriend M25, we can call him David, has about 5 guy friends. I like all of them and we've been on good terms for years. About once a month I tell my boyfriend to invite them over for dinner. Usually I cook, clean the table and do the dishes. It's a labor of love and I enjoy doing it. This tradition has been going on for years. Most of them put away their dishes in the dishwasher, but I do the bulk of the work. Now, David BF is closest with Mark M25. About a month ago, Mark broke up with his girlfriend and he has been hanging out at our place almost every day. We all work from home, so he just shows up in the morning. I don't mind this either. David asked me if it was all right. What I mind is that Mark is a freaking slob. Multiple coffee mugs all over the house, water cups, crumbs on the counter, dirty dishes, even his dirty socks once. I made several comments to Mark that this is not dinner night, and if he is going to be over so much, he is not going to be treated as a guest and he needs to learn to clean after himself. He only rolled his eyes at me. I told David 2 weeks ago that Mark needs to learn to pick after himself. They had a talk and Mark did make an effort for a few days, but we are back at square one. David saw me getting frustrated, so now Mark comes over once a week and David is quick to clean up after him. It still bugs me the wrong way, so yesterday when I felt like having people over for dinner, I invited everyone but Mark. David did not ask why, maybe he figured it out. I don't know. Mark came to pick something today and asked me why he wasn't invited, and I told him. He was surprised and called me petty, and said that it was unfair to be singled out over a dirty mug. I told him that unless he changes, I am not cooking for him. He is welcome to come over and have David wait on him, but not me. I don't know if it is important, but the house is David's, but we live together. He got upset, called me an a-hole, and left. Did I overreact? I can't tell at this point. Edit. To add, since a lot of people think I am cosplaying a trad wife, consider that. I've known these people for 6 years. They are my friends at this point. My own friends have serious food allergies, so anything out of my kitchen is inedible to 2 of them, which makes for a crappy dinner invitation. I want to do this. No one is making me. No one is forcing me to slave in the kitchen. My cooking is a hobby. I am more than happy to share it with people. I do feel obligated to set up and clean up. I am the one to invite them. So it only happens when I feel like it. Maybe that's why his girlfriend broke up with him. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not giving the stray cat I found back to his original owner? So a feral cat colony lives in my neighborhood, and I often trap them to be spayed/neutered. In December 2024, I trapped an adult tuxedo cat. I was planning on neutering and releasing him, but he was so loving. I brought him inside for a flea bath, and he would not stop hugging me, like literally putting both arms around my neck. After taking him to the vet, I saw he wasn't neutered or microchipped and had tapeworms. I assumed he was a friendly stray who lived in the colony and kept him. Fast forward 9 months, and a friend sent me a Facebook post on a local community page of a woman claiming she was missing her cat. A picture showed a male tuxedo, and she even said he loved to give hugs. I knew it was him because he has a distinct white spot in the middle of his forehead. I was shocked. She said she knew it was a long shot since he went missing in December, but she was not aware of the Lost Pet Facebook page. Only the local shelter, who was not much help since he never made it there. He made it in my house instead. I feel so guilty because she is probably thinking the worst happened to him. I wish I could tell her that he's safe, but I know if I did, she would want him back. My friend thinks giving him back is the right thing to do, but he has the best home with me and has bonded with my cat and I. In the lady's post, she said her 4-year-old daughter misses him and that he was their beloved outdoor/indoor cat. I truly feel bad for the owner's daughter. However, the woman does not sound like a good cat owner. It is not legal in our city to let your cats roam, and it is extremely dangerous for them. Also, he was in bad condition and not neutered, so I think it's very irresponsible she was letting him outside to reproduce and expand the colony near our homes. He is just so happy with me, and I would hate for him to end up missing/dead as a part-time outdoor cat. So, am I the a-hole for pretending like I never saw the post? Edit. A lot of people are wondering why I didn't make more of an effort to contact the owners. Looking back, I probably should have. In addition to the things I've already stated, he was infested with fleas, had scratches all over his face and ears, did not understand how to use stairs, and was terrified of my TV. His poor condition, slight under-socialization, and unfamiliarity with common household things led me to believe he did not have owners. Not the a-hole. If he was indoor/outdoor and unaltered, he wasn't their beloved pet. He was their negligently supervised roommate. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel. Our posts.